Shigaraki from My Hero Academia versus Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen. Both are twisted villains who develop alongside their series' protagonists, but in reality this fight isn't as close as some might think. So let's break down why Shigaraki completely overwhelms Mahito, and why this matchup just isn't fair. If you enjoy these types of breakdowns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's start by acknowledging why these two are often compared. Both Shigaraki and Mahito have abilities centered around touch-based destruction. Shigaraki's decay quirk can disintegrate anything he touches and anything connected to it. On the other hand, Mahito's idol transfiguration manipulates the soul directly, twisting it to kill or transform the target. Both of these powers are absolutely terrifying in their respective universes, but the key difference is how they interact against each other. Shigaraki's main ability, Decay, is pretty straightforward: touch, and everything crumbles to dust. But Shigaraki isn't just limited to Decay. With the upgrades he's gained throughout My Hero Academia, especially after merging with All for One, he now has access to a whole arsenal of quirks: Super Regeneration, Air Cannon for long-range attacks, and Search, which allows him to pinpoint his enemies' locations and weaknesses. Mahito, on the other hand, wields Idol Transfiguration, a technique that allows him to reshape souls. This is incredibly effective against sorcerers, who have clear souls that he can manipulate. However, here's the catch. My Hero Academia's power system doesn't operate the same way as Jujutsu Kaisen's. It's never explicitly stated whether characters in MHA have souls in the same sense as the JJK world. At best, we have quirks like the vestiges within One for All, which might be seen as a soul equivalent. But they're still tied to the physical and genetic structure of the user, not a metaphysical soul. Now, let's break down their power levels. Mahito is strong, don't get me wrong. He scales to other special grade curses like Jogo and Dagon, which puts him at least city to mountain level in destructive power. His domain expansion, self-embodiment of perfection, is a guaranteed hit zone where anyone caught inside gets their soul transfigured. But again, this is only effective if his opponent has a soul that he can manipulate. Shigaraki, however, is on a completely different level. By the War Arc, he's stated to be 600% of Prime All Might strength, thanks to absorbing All for One's quirks. He can withstand Deku's 100% full cowl attacks repeatedly, meaning his durability is insane. He's also shown to be fast enough to keep up with characters who react to near light speed attacks. Speed is another area where Shigaraki just outclasses Mahito. Even if we highball Mahito's speed to match Yuji's hypersonic reactions, it doesn't come close to Shigaraki. By the end of the War Arc, Shigaraki is scaling to Deku, who's blitzing opponents that move at Mach 100 speeds. And that's not even accounting for the fact that MHA characters have feats involving relativistic speeds, especially when factoring in high-end calcs with characters like All Might. So how does this fight actually play out? If Mahito tries to use his Idol Transfiguration, there's a good chance it won't even work on Shigaraki. Even if we assume Mahito's abilities would technically affect Shigaraki's quirk vestiges, Shigaraki's speed and versatility mean Mahito would never get the chance to land that fatal touch. Shigaraki's decay spreads instantly on contact, making it nearly impossible for Mahito to dodge, especially since Shigaraki can strike from a distance using air cannon. Not to mention, Mahito's greatest strength is his ability to regenerate by manipulating his own soul. But if Shigaraki manages to dust his entire body with decay, there may be nothing left for Mahito to reform from. On top of that, Shigaraki's stamina is leagues above Mahito's, as we've seen him take on entire armies and still keep going. At the end of the day, Shigaraki just has too many advantages. He's faster, stronger, and has a wider range of abilities. Mahito might have his hacks, but Shigaraki's sheer power and versatility mean that Mahito would get completely overwhelmed in a fight. The matchup isn't as close as it might initially seem. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more versus matchups.